Hello and welcome back to another video of Mr. MMCA. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make an accurate turning function for your robot. So let's get started. First, when program starts, we're going to do a bit of initial, and we're just going to do like the start. Well, basics of what we need for movements. So, first we're going to go to movement here. And then we're going to go here and set movement motors to whatever your motors are. So in my case, my motors are D and C. So now the next step is you're going to take this move forward and make it 10 centimeters. Then you're going to take your robot and play the program to check if your robot will move 10 centimeters. If it moves forward, then keep it. If it moves backwards, then you're gonna do something that I'll show you soon. So you're gonna start the program, and for me, it went backwards. So now I will have to change these. And I'll just click on whichever one I need, and it'll go forward. So now I'm going to show you one more thing. You're going to get rid of this, and to finally finish prepping, you're going to set your motor rotation to the circumference of your wheel. So for me, the circumference of the wheel is 17.5 centimeters, but it's not really accurate because pi is an infinite number. To calculate the circumference of your wheel, you will need the diameter and pi. And if you're young and you don't know, just search it up and you'll figure out. So then after you have done that one motor rotation to 17.5 centimeters, your next thing you're going to do is you're going to go down here and get more movement and more motors and more sensors. Then once you've gotten more movement, more motors, and more sensors, you're going to go here. And then you're going to do set movement motors. Actually, no. Set movement motors, acceleration to low. And also, it might not work. It's guaranteed to work if 17.5 centimeters is before that. And that is basically what we need. Now you're going to try again. And this time it's guaranteed to move. I know last time it probably didn't move. So, let's start. It moved. So now that has moved forward. If it didn't move, it's probably just your robot's problem. Now that it has moved forward, I'm gonna stop the program, and then we're just gonna clear up space here. So we're gonna move that away, and go to My Blocks, and then you're gonna make a block and name it whatever you want, and then you're gonna save it, and then you're just gonna put this definition here. And put it there, and move in it to here. Your block goes there. Now time to go with your accurate turning function. So first we need to create some variables to make this accurate turning function. So the first variable that we'll need is, we will actually need two variables to make this. So I'm going to name my variables KP, and I'm going to make a new variable and name it turning speed. Just like that. And then to init to your block, you're going to set KP to 1. Very important. And then now you're going to make a watch variable to make sure your turning is accurate. So I'm going to name it watch variable. And then now we're going to set this watch variable to 0 in init my block. Now finally, we're going to start. So we don't need to set this to anything. And this is going to be our block. So here, we're going to name it whatever you want, but it's better if you name it the way I do because it'll help you understand what it does. So I'm going to name it turn v3. Then I'm going to add an input, and I'm going to write angle 4. And then I'm going to add a label, and then I'm going to write plus angle. Then I'm going to add an input, and it's going to be speed. I'm going to call it speed 4. And then I'm going to add a label, and then it's going to be called lowest speed. Now we're going to save. And then you'll see we're going to have these things where we can enter things in. And here we have our block. So let's move our block here. And here we're going to start by going down to set sensors. And we're going to set the yaw angle to 0. Then we're going to go to control. And we're going to wait 0.2 seconds. Now we're going to take a repeat until block from control. And we're going to put an if then block and an if then else block. Then we're going to go down here and we're going to go to variables. Once you're at variables, you're going to set turning speed here. So between this, you put turning speed, and you're just going to leave that blank for now. And then here, you're going to set turning speed, and you're going to go up here, and you're going to grab the speed 4, and you're going to put it right there. Just like that. And then you're going to go down and you're going to set watch variable to your, go to sensors, and then you're going to go down here to yaw angle. So I can go here and I can take yaw angle. Okay, so now we're going to go to more movement and then we're going to grab what we need. We're going to need this and we're going to need this. So we're going to need start moving at 50% speed and start moving at 50% speed. Now we're going to go back to variables and we're going to grab 4 of these turning speed. Then you're going to grab one turning speed, put it there, another turning speed, put it there. Then you're going to go to operators and you're going to take minus, put it there, and this minus, put it there. Then you're going to put turning speed here. And you're going to put turning speed here. Now you're going to set these to 0 and these to 0. Now I'm going to explain why you need to set the yaw angle to 0. So you're going to set the yaw angle to 0 because this hub, our spike hub, has a gyroscope inside. And basically with that gyroscope, it can tell whether it's moved even at the slightest bit. So when I set the yaw angle to 0, its yaw is the turning. If your hub is flat. So what I'm gonna do is when your yaw angle is set to 0, it means it has not turned. And when it's set to 90, it turned 90 degrees. That's what the yaw angle does. And then now that we're at operators, let's do a couple of things. So first we're going to take this and we're going to move it to repeat until. And we're going to go down here, absolute value here, and here. Just like that. And then we're going to go here, back up. We're going to take multiplying. And then we're going to put in the set turning speed. Actually, my bad. We're going to take this minus, then and put it into turning speed. And then we're going to put the multiply. And then we're going to go here, absolute value of angle 4 minus absolute value of yaw angle. We're going to go back down to sensors. And then we're going to take this, set the yaw angle, or just grab 2. And then we're going to set absolute value of yaw angle, and here we're going to do absolute value of yaw angle again. And here we're going to go absolute value of angle 4. Bam. Now we're going to go back to variables. We're going to go to KP. And we're going to set this to KP. Now we're done. Pretty much we're done. We just need to do one more thing. We're going to go back down to operators. And we're going to go here. Turning speed. And then we're going to go to here where it says start moving. And then angle 4 goes here and speed 4 goes here. And here you're going to put a 0. And up there you're going to go to variables and go to turning speed. Now you're going to go back up to movement, and then you're going to go to stop moving. And stop moving is going to go here. And this is your accurate turning function. Now, here's how to use it. This is your accurate turning function. Here's how to use it. First, you're going to open this up, see all of these. Then you're going to start the program. You're just going to stop the program immediately. And if you did it right, KP should be at 1 and turning speed and watch variable should be at 0. Watch variable is just to make sure that it has turned exactly 90 degrees. And turning speed is just the speed. So, how to use it? Well, there's only 2 ways I can go. I can't turn 180 degrees. But what you can do is you can go down to my blocks and you'll see this. how to use it. You can either make it -90 if you want it to turn left, and you can make +90 if you want it to turn right. Lowest speed should be 10. If it's higher, it's just going to go out of control. It can be raised as high as you want it, but 10 is the safest number. It will go a lot further if you set it to more than 10. And here, that is basically how it works. And now you're just going to take your robot and you're going to start the program. And when you start the program, it should turn, if you've done everything correctly, 90 degrees to the right. So I have done my code. And now it should work. So I'm going to start it, and it should turn 90 degrees. So I know the watch variable says it has turned 91 degrees. So I'm going to get rid of this move because you don't need it anymore. Though I know the watch variable has said we've gone 91 degrees. So it has gone 1 degree too much, and I know that's not a lot, but over a long time, it will be a lot. So we can set this turn V3 to 89, or instead, what we can do is we can take angle 4, and we can subtract 1 to everywhere where angle 4 pops up, and that is the permanent solution. But when you do -90 degrees, you'll have to make it angle 4 plus 1, which is why it's pretty much easier to do 89. So now turning speed should go to 90. Watch variable should go to 90. And it has gone to 90. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like the video. Share with all your friends. Thank you for watching.